Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Conceptual Genetics and Breeding. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about biodiversity and biodiversity conservation. Means what is biodiversity and how we can conserve our biodiversity. So according to the Constitution of India, it describe it under the Article 51AG. This is the article for fundamental duties of the Indian citizen, and one of the duty is defined as that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creature. So it is our fundamental duty to means it is one of our fundamental duty to save our environment. That's why to save the biological diversity. So what is biological diversity or biodiversity? It is the variety of life on earth. Means what are the different life form which are present on the earth? They all are known as biodiversity. So it include all organisms, all the species and populations, the genetic variation among these, and their complex assemblies of communities. So all species, all organisms, means we can say the any of the living form, whether it is plant, whether it is animal, whether it is microbes, all are included in the biological diversity or biodiversity. Diversity means variation and bio means living. So whatever the variation present among the living beings, among the population, among the communities, and among the ecosystem, it is known as biological diversity. So there are different levels of biodiversity. We can see that there are mainly three levels of biological diversity. First one is genetic biodiversity, then species biodiversity, and ecological biodiversity. The species biodiversity, it includes or describe the number and kinds of different plants and animals locally, regionally, or globally. So there are different types of plants, different types of animal, and they belongs to different species. So they all include in the species diversity. Species richness or species diversity, it just denote the number of different species. So how much different species are present? It denotes that there are means that particular region is very much rich in the different species of plants or different species of animals. And genetic diversity, if we see genetic diversity, it refers to the diversity in genetic makeup that exists within population or species of plants and animals. Means what are the different genes are present in different species or different members of the population, that is known as genetic biodiversity. Means the at the variation at the genetic level, variation in the DNA or variation within the chromosome, it denotes genetic biodiversity. We can say that different genes which are present among the different individuals or different species belongs to the same genus. Okay, or we can say different varieties. Okay, uh, belongs to the different varieties. Here also include the allelic diversity, means different genes and various alleles of those genes. It all include in the genetic diversity. So genetic diversity include the differences in DNA composition among individuals within a given species. So basically species diversity gives us different species, means it describe that how many different species are present in a ecosystem, that denotes the species biodiversity. Genetic biodiversity, it says that different DNA composition among the individual within a given species. So basically, if in a single species, what are different genes which are present, or we can say different DNA molecules, their composition or the different alleles of genes are present, they all include in the genetic biodiversity. So third type of diversity is ecosystem diversity or ecosystem biodiversity. It says that it implies to the variety of habitats, biological communities and ecosystem that makes up the biosphere. So basically different ecosystems are there. We all have little bit idea about those, like forest ecosystem. Okay, means the different living being creature which are belonging to a particular forest, they all include the forest ecosystem. That's why they all include the ecosystem diversity. So if there is a forest ecosystem, for example, it will have different types of plants, different types of trees, different types of herbs, and different types of microbes, also the different animals. Okay, animals, birds, so they all include in a forest ecosystem. That's why they all include into the ecosystem diversity. So like for ocean ecosystem, desert ecosystem are there, all are belonging to that particular ecosystem. The all living creatures, they form together that type of ecosystem. So ecosystem diversity, it is having the variety of habitats, biological communities and ecosystems that make up the biosphere. Means together all those ecosystems, they create the ecosystem or ecological biodiversity. So it includes the diversity above the species level. So first of all, genetic diversity is there. It includes the diversity of different individuals, means differences between the DNA molecule, between the genes or alleles of different individual of a single species. After that, species diversity, it includes the number of species, means different species are present, different animal species, different plant species, different we can say the birds species, they all include into the species diversity. Whereas all those species, they belongs to a particular ecosystem, and they give us the ecological biodiversity. So these are the levels of biodiversity, different types of biodiversity. So what is biodiversity conservation? If we define biodiversity conservation, it is the protection, preservation, management or restoration of wildlife and natural resources such as animals, plants, forest and water. So basically conservation of various living things or various component of the environment is known as biodiversity conservation. We need to protect them, we need to preserve them, we need proper management of utilization of those biological diversity. Means for example, proper utilization of various resources like plants, trees, animals, etc. for our own benefit, okay, for the human consumption. So we need to regulate the consumption of those. This comes under management of biological diversity. We need to restore the wildlife. If some forests have been have been affected by the human activities, so their animals will also get affected. So we need to restore the life of those natural beings also. So it is the conservation is the protection, preservation, management or restoration of all the natural resources like animals, plants, forest and water. So what is the purpose of this conservation? To make sure the survival of many species and their habitats which are threatened due to human activities. We need to secure valuable natural resources for future generations, because we all know that many plant species which were very useful to us, they have been extinct. Many animal species have been extinct with time. So we need to secure their safety. Okay, those natural resources like water, we need to conserve the forest, so that our ecosystem should get balanced. Okay, should remain in balanced form for future generation. Okay, so this is our main aim of conservation of biological diversity. So if we are talking about biological diversity, then we need to discuss about IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature. It was created in 1948 in France. It is the global authority on the status of natural world and the measures needed to safeguard it. So basically IUCN, it is a global authority which is working in the field of biodiversity conservation and how we can sustainably use the natural resources. So it is the authority which guide the countries, various organization of the different countries, how we can conserve natural diversity, what is the need of conservation of natural diversity, and also how we can sustainably use our natural resources like water, like plant species, animal species, etc. So their mission is to influence, encourage and assist societies throughout the world to conserve nature and to ensure that any use of natural resources is equitable and ecologically sustainable. So means their main work is to assist different societies all over the world, that how they can conserve the nature and how can they ensure that in the on the natural resources there is uh, means they are the rights of each and every human present on the earth. So we need to sustainably utilize those resources. So we need to educate the people to utilize properly, or we can say the sustainable utilization of each and every natural resource. So basically their work, this organization, it has published the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, the best known worldwide conservation status, listed and ranking system. So they publish a red list of threatened species, and they also gather the data and analyze those data, and on the basis of those analysis they publish the report. So also IUCN, they established worldwide fund for nature and world conservation monitoring centers. So what is IUCN Red List? IUCN Red List is a system of assessing the global conservation status of a species that includes data deficient species. Okay, so basically they assess the status of different species, means how many number of those species are present at present on the earth. So basically data deficient means those species for which more data and assessment is required before their status may be determined. So basically on the basis of the status of the species, means the number of species, or we can say how many individual of those species are present, they divide on the basis of those different categories. First of all, the anti-near threatened species and least concerned species, threatened species, endangered species, critically endangered species, those are in vulnerable stages, and also those have been extinct. So different conservation methods are there. There are two type of conservation method. One is in situ conservation and one is ex situ conservation. In situ conservation is when we conserve any form of biological diversity within its natural habitat. Okay, within its natural environment, within its natural habitat, then it is known as in situ conservation. And if we conserve the natural biological diversity outside from its natural habitat, then it is known as ex situ. So if within natural habitat conservation is there, then it is in situ conservation. If outside their natural habitat, outside their natural home conservation is there, then we will say it ex situ conservation. So in situ conservation can be done in the form of wildlife sanctuaries, by making national park at a particular location, okay, at the habitat of that particular organism or that particular species, and we can create biosphere reserve there. These are the some of the form of in situ conservation. And ex situ conservation can be done in the form of botanical gardens, in the form of zoological garden, sacred plant home gardens, and the most common method of ex situ conservation is the seed bank or field bank or the cryopreservation method. So we will discuss these methods in our next video. What are the different types of in situ and ex situ conservation methods? So thank you so much.